You know, I'm constantly reminded of the silence and the power of silence. You know, we have our campus climate committee, and we're talking about what's happening to young people on campus. And while we looked at the San Jose incident and what happened to the young African-American man who was labeled and who was taunted for months, and then had a lock put around his neck to remind him of slavery, we see that experience. But what really stood out for me more than anything, that in this room of young people that existed in that suite of 8 people, while the taunting may have occurred by 2 or 3, it was really the silence of the 4 or 5 that somehow or another pierced the environment, that said something is still wrong with us when we can be in an environment and watch others being tormented and tortured, and we say nothing in a very aggressive way, that we have somehow or another seared our hearts and our conscience, that we can live with that. So I'm forever reminded of the things that continue to happen. I think some of us were shocked this weekend with the information coming out concerning the owner of the Clippers and his comments concerning the players and not having African Americans as a part of his circle of friends, and not wanting them on the floor and not wanting them places in an environment where most of us thought we had pierced that somehow that ceiling of discrimination. And yet once again we're reminded of the ugliness and sometimes what appears to be pervasive permanence of hatred in this country. So I want to simply challenge us as we go forward to not think that, yes, we see the past, but recognize the past has a profound impact on the present, and if we're not conscious, it will direct our future. I often say that peace and justice and love and inclusion is a rare flower that needs constant care and watering and sunshine and nurturing. But hatred is a weed, and it grows best in neglect. And if nothing says anything says today about ACR 120 and our support, is that we must commit ourselves to not neglect the discrimination and the hatred and those kinds of spirit in our society, and that we will work forever to make sure that we nurture the best in us. I ask you to support ACR 120.
Thank you, Dr. Weber. Ms. Conway.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members. I rise on behalf of my caucus, certainly, the Republican caucus, or the minority caucus, as many of you would call us. But I believe that I rise on behalf of all of us on this floor. 2 years ago, I had an opportunity